all right?
Yeah.
In the repair shop today, Julyan's on a rescue mission.
I know a lot of people that have let a certain guitar go over the years, and it's always been the one that's got away and they've never been able to get it back.
To breathe new life into an old guitar.
I just can't wait to get this into position and string up.
While Julie and Amanda keep a beady eye on a dog-eared toy.
We'll give him a pair so that they match nicely, because we don't want him to have a wonky expression.
Who's in need of a patch-up?
There was a time when I actually wanted to be a vet. I think this is the closest I'm ever going to come.
But first, Chris Roberts from Berkshire, with a well-worn family heirloom.
Suze, do you mind joining me?
And the heat is on for the barn's leather expert, Suzie Fletcher.
What's that?
Well, your family's got a bit of history with the fire service, haven't they?
Yeah, Steve, he was in the retained fire service.
I think you'll like this one, then.
OK, can't wait.
There he is.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Very well, you?
I'm very good.
Good.
So that fireman's helmet looks like it's seen a bit of action, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Whose is it?
My uncle's, my uncle Clive. So he was a firefighter in the sort of 70s, 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
And when you retire in the fire service, you get to keep your fire helmet.
OK.
So this year will be 30 years where he gave it to me. I was only 5 years old at the time.
Wow.
Straight away, on it went. And that's when I realised that's what I want to be when I'm older.
Ah.
And that's what I've done.
Really?
Yeah, I've become a firefighter, yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Over the years growing up,
Yeah.
I had my own little fire station in the back garden. It was the shed.
Oh.
But
I was just about to say.
Yeah, and there it hung.
Yeah.
And I can still remember now coming home from school, running into the shed.
Yeah.
There was a fire, so on it went.
Wow. I normally see firemen's helmets that are yellow. Why is this one white?
My uncle was a station officer, and that denotes at an incident that that individual is in charge
That's the governor.
of that particular incident, yeah.
He's a boss.
Did he share many of his experiences?
He did. An engineer had fallen down a pumping station well, and my uncle, wearing that very fire helmet, went down and found the engineer and managed to drag him out.
Incredible.
And my uncle was commended for that and received a Medal of Bravery.
OK.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your uncle, he's still with us?
He's not, so... So 2 years ago, of all days, Christmas Day, decided to have an early night.
Yeah.
And my auntie found that he'd passed away. Very sudden. Yeah.
Did you see him before? Like,
I'd spoke to him, and the last words he always would say is, "See you on the big one," which means in the fire service to see you on the big fire.
oh, OK.
So that was his sign-off, really.
So a lot of the damage that I can see on this helmet, that was caused during the service that your uncle was doing, is that
No,
right?
most of it's me. So growing up,
Oh, it's you? OK.
that's me. The shed was quite a damp place. A lot of the paint is blown.
Yeah.
I've put it through its paces, as well as my uncle. I never got a chance to say goodbye in person, but when I discovered he passed away, that's the first thing I went to, and that's why I want to hopefully give it a further chance
Yeah.
in life. Just my way of saying thanks for the inspiration and thank you for being my uncle. So that's going to be on display.
That's what I like to wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deserves it.
Yeah.
Chris, thank you for bringing this in.
See you on the big one.
Oh, see you on the big one. You take care now.
Thanks very much.
Okay,
All right.
bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Wow, that's a lot of work.
Isn't it just? So the construction of this is like a plastic mould that's then covered with cork, and then there's like a material mesh put over the top that's then painted. It is the material that has actually detached from the cork because it's got damp and the glues have become somewhat inactive, and it is this movement that has created all of this cracking in the paintwork. On the horn here, we've got excessive damage, broken fabric, and it's quite weak here. I think it would be a good idea to put some kind of mesh there to reinforce it. And my first thought is, can I actually remove this shell coating and then re-glue everything back down where it originally was? That's a mammoth thing to achieve. In order for me to do that, I've got to remove what remains of this binding on the edge here and see if I can just prise everything away from the cork. Got 2 stitches cut, maybe 1,000 more to go.
Next, Jenny Darling from Manchester, with a broken instrument that needs the expert care of luthier Julyan Wallis, joined by novice musician Will Kirk.
How's the guitar lessons going, Will?
I feel like I need more fingers, but I'm getting there.
You know I am. You ever need any help?
Well, you might be too busy, Jules. You might be very busy.
Let's wait and see.
Hello there.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you.
What's inside the case?
Well, this is my dad's first ever electric guitar.
What a lovely colour.
Look at that, eh?
So he bought it in the 1950s, and he said it used to belong to one of the Searchers.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they were a legend in their own time, yeah, wow. It's got provenance.
What's your dad's name?
My dad's called Tony. He's always been in a band. The biggest memory I have of my dad is just playing the guitar and making music.
This make was one of the first guitars I ever fixed.
A Futurama guitar.
Really?
It's possibly the 3rd, maybe the 4th I've ever seen in my 30 years. They were made in Czechoslovakia, these, to the former Czech Republic. Late 50s, early 60s. The Beat generation, wasn't it? You know, the Beatles, obviously. George Harrison had one. And these are like one of the very beginnings of European electric guitars.
Really?
When did Tony last play with the guitar?
I'm not quite sure. It was up in the attic in his house for years. He was really quite pessimistic about the fact that it could actually ever get fixed. He said to me a few times, oh, that guitar, it's done.
Why did he decide to hold on to this?
This is his first guitar, and that's very special to him, his first electric guitar. I was perhaps a bit confident in saying, I think I know I can get this fixed. So that's probably why he let me have it, which is also probably why it's quite important to me to have it working again, because I feel like I made a promise that I could do something. Haven't quite gone through with that.
Yeah, so you've got to fulfil your promise.
It would be lovely for me. I think my dad would absolutely love it, to see it working and be playing again. And also, because I grew up separately from my dad, I think there was a period, probably about 15 years ago, where I saw him a bit more and we got to know each other a bit, which was about the time he gave me this guitar. So that was quite nice as well, because it feels like we shared a little bit of, I guess, understanding, me finding out about him and his life and things like that a little bit more.
So this is a symbol as well, I guess. This is a moment in you and your dad's life where you really started to bond.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, always going to bond with him over music.
Yeah, that's lovely.
I think it would be lovely for my dad to hear it, but it would be lovely for me as well. And it's made me think about maybe starting to pick up and play a little bit more again. Have a go.
Aesthetically, I can see straight away it needs quite big attention to it.
That plate on the end there looks really rusty.
That's the tremolo, so an arm will go in there and it will change the pitch of the strings. And all the wear on the fingerboard from where the hands have played over the years.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a knob missing on one of the controls. It's going to take a lot of work, I can see.
Are you going to play something when you come pick it up?
I could bring my dad with me, and maybe my dad could play something, because I think that would be really nice.
That'd be really good.
Yeah.
That'd be really
I
good.
can't wait for that.
It's really nice to meet you.
Great to see you.
Thank
Take
you.
care, Jenny.
Goodbye.
Bye then.
Bye.
Bye.
So it's missing a lot of stuff then?
Yeah. Pretty much all the important bits that make a guitar playable. It's a real trip down memory lane for me. Spare parts for one of these, you ain't going to get them. So we're going to have to call on the help of others. I think Steve, maybe to see if he can fashion up one of these knobs to match these two. Hopefully Dom can make me a new tremolo arm as well. All of those things will have to be sent off to be chrome plated too. Also missing the bridge, basically what the strings sit on. And then the fretware, they need to be replaced, but only the first 5 or 6, I think. First job at hand then is this partial refret taken off the tuners.
Suzie has removed the stitching from the 1970s helmet and is beginning to feel the pressure as she embarks on her own version of a fireman's lift.
I'm going to see if I can actually take this shell off. Biggest fear is that I'm just going to create more and more cracks in the paintwork. The shell is a little bit pliable, but I can feel that there's a breaking point, and it's not filling me with a lot of confidence at the moment, to be perfectly honest. I'm just putting very little... Ooh. It just popped. This is very much a relief. I've still got a few hurdles to get through, but I can take a little bit of a breather. It's now for me to tackle the damage up here in the horn area and just line it with a gauze. It's a little wiry, so once you get it in the position that you want it and the glue dries, it has a lot of strength. My brother Steve was also the chief of the station, so he had the white helmet. He'd come back and sort of share these stories. And I remember one time he actually reduced me to tears. I was like, I don't want to hear about you getting hurt. But that's the reality of what our fire officers do. And they're a very brave group of people. Just tapping that, I can feel it is so much stronger. That was worth doing. That makes me very happy. Now, I'm at the most terrifying part of the repair, and that is gluing the outer shell back onto the cork. Once the glue's on and I put the outer shell on, there isn't the chance for a do-over. I'm using PVA. I have to work really quickly. I need to get quite a large area coated. I'm hoping that as I get the shell back on, some of these cracks will become less obvious as they close up. There we go. So I'm really, really happy with the amount of contact. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was originally. That's a step in the right direction.
As perseverance pays off, the next visitor is arriving. Aileen Nielsen from Straven has sent ahead her four-legged friend who needs some TLC from toy restorers Julie Tatchell and Amanda Middleditch.
Hiya. Welcome to the barn. Come on in.
Hello. Lovely to meet you.
And you.
And who's this?
This is Barney.
Barney. He's lovely. Tell us about Barney.
He's really special. So when I was 2.5, I had a tumour on my spinal cord and I actually went off my legs because it was pressing on my spinal cord.
Okay.
But when into hospital, the surgeons did a fantastic job. They removed the tumour and then obviously I had to try and get back on my legs again. A couple of days after the surgery, Mum came in to visit and I came walking out and Barney was helping me take my first steps again. So
Was Barney already yours? Did your mum bring him in for you?
no, he actually belonged to the hospital. So he was just some of the toys that were there for the children. So every year when I went back for a checkup, I would go upstairs to visit Barney.
Wow.
And I think when I was about maybe 9 or 10, the ward was closing. So Sister Richardson, the nurse who had helped me, she said, I would like you to take Barney home with you. So that was a really special moment that I was allowed to take him home, the fact that he had, you know, done so much for me when I was only 2.5.
Yeah.
It just kind of symbolises resilience and determination and never giving up. My nieces and nephews have used him and now my niece's children are loving playing with him as well. So he's really been part of the family since he came to stay with us.
So all those years ago, Barney helped you to get back on your feet. Obviously, you're in a wheelchair now.
So really for about 30 years I was still on my legs, sometimes using a stick or elbow crutches. Due to the surgery and radiotherapy, my legs started to deteriorate and then I started using a wheelchair permanently in 2005.
Yeah.
But just like Barney, I can get about fine. And I know it's not the case for everyone that becoming a wheelchair user, I'm fitter and healthier than I've ever been and able to play sport that I couldn't do for a long time.
Oh, what sport?
So I was the first female to captain or skip a wheelchair curling team at a World Championships or Paralympics when we came back with a bronze medal from Sochi in 2014.
That is amazing.
It is. It is. Well done. Barney's obviously helped so many people, including yourself. It's his time now, isn't it?
It's going to be nice to give back to him because I know he hasn't changed a huge amount, you know, since I've had him. So I think he's obviously been well used and well loved at the hospital.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to do a bit of detective work and see what we can find out about him for you.
I know there's a label underneath. I don't know whether that meant
That'll
anything.
help.
Yeah. I need to peek. Oh, yeah. International Model Aircraft Limited. So this was the forerunner to the Pedigree Company.
OK. How old do you think he would be?
Early 50s.
OK.
Early 1950s, around there. Simply because he's got what they call a non-safety plastic eye, and that was the era that they first came in.
OK.
So what is it that you would like us to do for him?
I think it would be great to have his ears attached as they're about to fall off. He's minus a tail and also some bare patches on his legs and on his back. And obviously to replace that eye would be wonderful so he can see again. I think just to give him a new lease of life, but still keep his character.
His character.
Can't wait to get started.
Thank you for bringing him to us. We're really going to enjoy this, aren't we?
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you, and I look forward to seeing him soon.
Yeah. Take care. Have a
Thank
safe
you.
journey back.
Let me get the door for you.
Bye.
Isn't he lovely?
Yes. Initially, I didn't think he looked too bad, but actually there are a lot of areas I think we should be lining and darning.
Yes.
Aileen wanted a new tail.
Yes.
This isn't an original nose.
No, that's not his, is it?
And this eye, it's lovely and original, but I fear we won't be able to match it.
No. We'll give him a pair
Yeah.
so that they match nicely, because we don't want him to have a wonky expression, as it were.
Let's start up here.
OK.
Oh, here we go. Look at the colour. You can see the proper grey that he was. I'm just going to take this panel off that goes up his head, and we'll see what's going on there as well. Poor Barney. Unfortunately, his metal frame is poking out like a unicorn horn
Owie.
through the top of his nose.
I think aesthetically it'll look better here if we can replace this panel, and it'll give us something stronger to put the ears back onto.
So much to do with him. I'll carry on and remove this panel.
OK.
Because we're going to need that as a template. Not forgetting his tail.
Yep.
We're going to have to source some material.
Leave that to me.
If you don't mind. And then I'll just get him cleaned.
OK.
Also divvying up duties, Julyan. He's refretted the electric guitar, but has enlisted Steve Fletcher to make a new volume control knob. And needs a second helper, metal expert Dom Chinea.
Hi, Dom.
How's it going?
Yeah, all good, pal. I have this tremolo unit from a guitar that needs an arm.
What on earth is a tremolo unit?
Well, it rocks, so it makes the strings change pitch.
Is that not the hand on the whammy bar?
Yeah, it's known as a whammy bar as well.
Yeah, OK, OK.
You see this little turret thing poking up?
Yeah.
Inside there is where an arm goes. I've made a little plan.
Oh, you are spoiling me. OK, I'm with you. That makes sense. Got 2 bends in it.
Yeah.
And then the threaded end that would screw in that. Leave it with me.
Thank you so much.
Right, that recess is cut out beautifully. I'm just going to fit the knurling tool, and the knurling tool just produces the line texture on the outside of the knob. Once I've done that, I can get all the parts sent off to be re-chromed.
There we go, just like that. 1 tremolo bar. Now, hopefully, that should screw in to the original bracket. Ah, yes. Perfect. Done. There we go.
So Jenny's dad's guitar didn't have a bridge, which is the part the strings sit on, and transfer the tone to the body so you get a good sound. Here I've got some sustainable rosewood that I had from stock, and a great choice because it's dense, it's hard, it resonates. It involves a tricky little procedure of cutting 4 slots in the top, all perfectly aligned, and in those slots I'll be inserting tiny offcuts of frets. The strings will sit on those, so there's metal-to-metal contact, and will really resonate nicely. To say I'm chuffed is an understatement. The donor wheels and threads are beautiful. The slots are perfect. The top part snaps on like this. And the last thing is to put these tiny little offcuts of frets that I've made. I just can't wait to get this into position and string up.
well-worn fire helmet is almost fit for duty, now that Suzie has restored its structural integrity and smoothed over the cracks.
In my line of work, I rarely get the opportunity to paint, and I often look around the barn and watch other people that are having a really good painting session. So this has absolutely made my day. So I've got a lot more painting to do here, but hopefully when Chris sees it, he'll be really happy with what I've been able to do.
This hand-me-down helmet inspired a young boy to pursue a career in the fire service, but his childhood enthusiasm had left it all burnt out.
So, what do you think?
I think it's good.
Now Chris has returned, hoping it will spark fond memories of his beloved Uncle Clive.
Hello.
How we doing?
Good. Yeah, very well.
Yeah?
Nervous, but
Nervous?
yeah. I'm hoping to see a bit more life into it, and it can be my way of remembering my uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you ready?
Yeah.
Suzie?
How do you do it? Oh, wow. That's fantastic. And the horn is... Very sorry.
You okay?
I am lost for words. I really am. Just can't stop looking at it.
No.
Where it's been and what it's done with him, and now I can, hold it and think, that's my uncle there. Yeah, that's fantastic. It's not going to fall apart again. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
It means such a lot.
What memories are coming back as you're holding it?
Just being given it and how big it was.
Yeah.
And then putting it on my head, and that was it. I was away. I was off. And even though there's a sad element to it, there's also a really happy one. And you've made that happier side just a million times better.
I'm glad I was able to do that for you.
It's just perfect.
Good.
That's...
Yeah, I mean, your
Really
face
means
says
a
it
lot.
all, so
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Thank you for bringing it in.
I can't thank you enough.
And thank you for being a fire officer and keeping us safe.
You're welcome.
You take care now.
Thanks, Sam.
care. Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye-bye. That's nice.
Really nice.
That's nice, isn't
really
it?
nice, yeah.
Oh, bless.
No.
I was just so taken back by how the fire helmet looks. Uncle Clive passed away so unexpectedly. It's my way of saying goodbye to him, and it's such a great feeling to have it restored.
Back inside, Barney's still a long way off from heading home. While Julie freshens up his fragile 50s fur, Amanda's tasked with making his face look top dog once again.
So I've almost finished making the central headpiece for Barney with this piece of mohair. My next job is to make him a new nose. This is the original one. It's gone flat, there's no paint left on it. It really is in a bad way. So I'm going to use this rubber nose as a mould. I'm going to make a very gluey, sticky piece of felt and mould it around it. We've had to develop this technique ourselves because they would have had a machine that kind of stamped them out. So, find my nostrils, push them in. starting to take shape now. So I feel I've made a really good start now. I've got the new panel cut out. I've got my new nose mould, which is going to go onto the end of there. So time that is all dirtied down and aged, and this is attached, I think Barney's going to look pretty good.
Considering his lack of fur, Barney has come up really rather well. Although we can't remove Barney from his frame, I was able to loosen the nuts here and release this handle, which is in fact what caused the damage to his leg here in the first place. My intention is to line this area here with felt and build it up with some darning stitches. That should make it good and strong when this goes back against it. Now the felt's in place, I'm going to just cover it with a piece of restoration grade nylon mesh. It's yet another layer that's going to take the tension of the stitching away from the vintage fabric and hold it all nicely in place. Once I've finished, it should be almost invisible.
So I'm actually making Barney a new tail. I've done my research and I've discovered the exact toy dog online. And it shows that the tail has actually got a fold in it so that it looks like it's slightly kicking out to one side. It's the same mohairs I've used to make the panel for his face. But for Aileen to actually see what he should look like, I think is going to be really fabulous.
I've now addressed all of the smaller darns and tears and gashes that are on Barney's legs, and now I've just got that area on the top to do. The stuffing inside, being wood wool, is compacted and hard, and it is wearing through the fabric. It's a combination of that and the weight of a child. Over the years, this becomes very frail. So we've decided to go through the lining with felt method. Before I actually snip the thread along this seam, I am going to use some upholstery pins to make sure that the panels of fabric don't just drop down. We could lose shape and stability on his actual frame. This is actually quite nerve-wracking bit. There was a time when I actually wanted to be a vet. I think this is the closest I'm ever going to come. I'm really glad that this part of the open back surgery has gone as well as it has. I do now have to line it with the felt to act as the base for these final repairs before he goes back to Amanda.
After a successful collaboration between Julyan and his barnmates, the 1950s electric guitar is almost ready to rock.
So I've got all the parts that Dom and Steve made back, all chrome-plated, looking absolutely brilliant. Here's one of the chrome knobs. I don't know if this is the one Steve made or not, because they're exact. Every guitar player has a favourite guitar, and you really bond with them. I know a lot of people that have let a certain guitar go over the years, and it's always been the one that's got away, and they've never been able to get it back. But Tony's getting this one back, and I really hope he's going to be chuffed to bits.
This iconic European guitar helped Jenny to forge a close bond with her estranged father 15 years ago. But her promise to make it sing again had left her fretting ever since. Now she's back with Dad Tony, hoping to see her vow fulfilled.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
I'm Jay.
No, nice to meet you.
Jenny? Tony?
Yeah.
Okay. So how long has it been since you've been able to play this?
1960s.
Seriously?
Yeah.
1960s?
Yeah.
I'd be amazed really if it works. That would be brilliant.
You ready to see it?
Yeah.
Jules?
Wow. It looks fantastic.
I think it's amazing you managed to rebuild it to that standard.
Yeah. It's amazing. Did you get that bridge specially made? Is that?
Yeah, I made that one.
Yeah.
It still looks like the guitar, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's amazing. How have you done this with the tremolo arm?
Dom managed to make a new one, thread it, shaped it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Do the controls work on it?
Well, you have to wait and see. Good stuff, man.
It's just really nice to see my dad playing the guitar again.
You have a go. Very old friend, Jim.
How does it feel to play it again?
Yeah, I could make a lot of noise with that.
I can't thank you enough. It's fantastic. I'm amazed.
Well, thank you, Jenny, for bringing it in. And I'm seeing his smile on his face is just priceless.
Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Thanks.
Bye-bye. I was a bit overwhelmed. I don't think I ever thought that the guitar would look that good. I certainly didn't think it would ever play again.
I thought I'd said goodbye to it, full stop. So to see it up and running again is very good.
Back inside, Barney's surgery is nearly all sewn up.
Now you've done all this work on his body, which looks amazing. I'm going to have to match that to make his face look beautiful.
First, a new pair of doggy peepers.
I'm hoping I'm going to hear a click. There it goes. Oh, lovely. He looks so handsome now with his new eyes.
He's come a very long way.
I think we've taken years off him. Barney played such a big part in teaching Aileen to walk. He holds a lot of history in there for her, and I hope that, yeah, we've been able to bring some of that back.
Aileen's cuddly canine companion helped her rehabilitation after a major operation 50 years ago.
You all right in there, buddy? There we go.
About this. Can't leave his bottom sticking out.
Now she's returned in the hope of seeing her furry friend back to his best.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back.
Nice to see you both.
And you. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. You must be really excited to see Barney again.
I certainly am. I can't wait to see what you've both done.
He's quite a character, so he's kept us smiling all the way through.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, look at him! Oh, Barney! Oh, that was adorable.
Look at how furry he is. That must be what he was like before I knew him. Oh, he's fantastic, and he's got two eyes.
Yeah.
On his nose as well.
Yes, he's got a new moulded nose, because what you could see wasn't his original nose. There was another nose underneath there attached. Yeah, attached to what was the original piece of fur there that was so damaged.
Oh, he's fabulous. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All of his body has been lined with felt, so that it gives the original fabric that you can see there much more strength and stability.
I only really remember him in the state that he was in, so It's lovely to see him a bit more plump. He helped me get back on my legs again, so it's nice to see him back on his wheels again.
Yeah.
He's looking fabulous. No, he's still Barney, but now he can wag his tail.
Yes, he can.
What are your plans for him now?
My niece's wee boy is just learning to walk, so he's just going to be at the right age. So
Perfect.
I can't wait to see John having a go. And he's got a big sister who I'm sure will probably want to sit on him. So
Yeah, fantastic.
I hope you're ready, Barney.
It just warms our hearts to think that he's going to go on.
No, he's certainly going to be. He's going to be well used and well loved.
Yeah, good. It's been an absolute pleasure working on him for you. Thank you for trusting us with him.
Thank you both so much.
Let me get the door for you.
And I'll bring him out.
Thank you. Come on, Barney.
Come in, Mum.
I'm feeling so delighted that Amanda and Julie have done a fantastic job, and Barney is looking really, really good. Really got his character back. He's got his 2 eyes and he's got a tail, and I can't wait to get him home and for the family all to see him. I think for me, Barney definitely represents resilience and determination and, never giving up. Lots of people come across, lots of challenges in their life, but it's about never giving up and keep trying.